Welcome to our Literature Lessons series, where we dive deep into the lives and works of influential authors that have shaped our understanding of literature. We invite you to subscribe and join our community of learners eager to explore the richness and diversity of literary voices. In today's episode, we'll explore the remarkable life and career of Toni Morrison, a Nobel Prize-winning author whose contributions to American literature continue to resonate. So, whether you're a longtime fan or just discovering her work, let's embark on this literary journey together. Toni Morrison was born Chloe Ardelia Wofford on February 18, 1931, in Lorain, Ohio. She made history as the first African-American woman to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1993. Morrison was not only an extraordinary novelist but also an essayist, editor, and professor. Her writing delves deep into the African-American experience, shedding light on themes of history, identity, and culture. You might know her most famous works such as The Bluest Eye, Sula, Song of Solomon, Beloved, and Jazz. But what makes her novels so compelling? Morrison's lyrical prose and powerful storytelling engage with the complex legacies of slavery, racism, and the universal quest for identity. These elements create realms where characters and readers alike confront the weight of history. Let's examine her most celebrated works. Begins with Beloved. Beloved, published in 1987, is often hailed as Morrison's masterpiece. It intricately explores the psychological scars of slavery while weaving in a haunting narrative based on the tragic true story of Margaret Garner, an enslaved woman who took her child's life to prevent her from being captured and returned to slavery. The novel is set in Cincinnati after the Civil War and centers around a woman named Seeth. Seeth's life unravels as she is haunted by the ghost of her deceased daughter, Beloved, who mysteriously reappears as a young woman. Through Morrison's rich use of magical realism, the novel tackles themes of memory, trauma, and the legacy of slavery, asking profound questions about the possibility of escaping one's past and the endurance of love amid unimaginable horrors. Beloved was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1988 and is often regarded as one of the greatest American novels. Moving on, Song of Solomon offers an enlightening journey through identity and self-discovery. Released in 1977, it follows Milkman Dead, a young African-American man who embarks on an exploration to uncover his ancestral roots. His quest is not just a physical journey from Michigan to the American South but also a profound spiritual search for the meaning of his life and heritage. Song of Solomon touches on themes of flight and freedom with lots of symbolic references, including connections to the biblical texts, where flight represents liberation. Morrison carefully constructs a rich tapestry of characters who reflect the multifaceted nature of the African-American experience. At its core, this novel illustrates the importance of knowing one's history and emphasizes how the past informs the present. Another one of Morrison's groundbreaking novels is The Bluest Eye, published in 1970. In this poignant narrative, we are introduced to Pecola Breedlove, a young African-American girl who believes that obtaining blue eyes will transform her reality, bringing her beauty and love. Set against the backdrop of 1940s Lorain, Ohio, this novel forces readers to confront the destructive impact of racism and the internalization of beauty standards. Pecola's tragic quest for acceptance leads to devastating consequences, exposing the harsh realities of poverty and the loss of innocence. Morrison's skillful storytelling invites readers into Pecola's inner world, making it a deeply moving exploration of identity and racial injustice. Looking at the wider themes present in Morrison's works, several key preoccupations emerge. One of the most prominent themes is the legacy of slavery, which Morrison deftly examines through multiple characters and narratives. She intricately weaves together threads of race and racism, illustrating how they affect both individuals and entire communities. Memory and trauma stand at the forefront of her storytelling, as many characters face the challenge of reconciling with their painful histories. Morrison's emphasis on love, loss, and the importance of community highlight the desire for connection and belonging, core aspects of the human experience. Moreover, her works serve as a testament to the power of storytelling as she gives voice to those often marginalized and silenced. Did you know that Morrison was deeply involved in the publishing world as an editor before she became renowned as a writer? During her time at Random House, she was the only African-American woman in such a significant position at a major publishing house. Here, she championed many important African-American writers, enhancing the literary landscape with new perspectives. Morrison was also an influential teacher, shaping the minds of many students at prestigious institutions such as Princeton University, where she held the Robert F. Goheen Chair in the Humanities. She was known for her ability to mentor young writers, guiding them as they navigated their own literary paths. Furthermore, Morrison ventured into writing an opera, Margaret Garner, based on the very story that inspired her acclaimed novel Beloved. Throughout her life, she engaged publicly on issues of race, gender, and culture. Her essays and speeches have made waves and left a lasting impact, just like her literature. In 2012, she was honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, recognizing her contributions to the arts and society. Now let's discuss how Toni Morrison's work challenged existing literary conventions. She moved away from traditional narrative structures and often employed non-linear timelines, multiple perspectives, and fragmented narratives. Morrison also infused elements of magical realism into her writing, blending the supernatural with everyday life. This artistic choice allows her to explore complex themes while captivating her audience. Additionally, her lyrical, poetic prose and use of symbolism elevate her storytelling. Morrison's commitment to authentic representation meant giving voice to marginalized characters, particularly African American women and children, allowing them to share their profound experiences. Her willingness to engage deeply with history through fiction opened new avenues for storytelling. The impact of her work has reverberated through the literary landscape, inspiring countless contemporary authors. In 1993, when Morrison received the Nobel Prize in Literature, it marked a groundbreaking moment in literary history. She was the first African American woman to receive this prestigious award, which served as a celebration and recognition of African American literature's significance. The Nobel Committee praised her work, highlighting its visionary force and poetic import, and applauding her contribution to exploring essential aspects of American reality through literature. Morrison's acceptance speech is a work unto itself, emphasizing language's role as not merely communication but as a vehicle for imagination, the essence of human experience. Her achievement inspired a new generation of writers, encouraging them to explore their voices and stories. Lastly, let's touch upon the concept of rememory, a term that Morrison introduced through her novel Beloved. Rememory signifies an active process of confronting the past in a way that is intense but critical for healing. In Beloved, characters often grapple with their traumatic histories as they engage in rememory to actively reclaim their identities. Morrison implies that the past is not merely gone, instead, it continuously influences the present. To remember is to engage an ongoing act of making sense of one's identity while honoring the legacies left by previous generations. This concept deeply resonates with readers, encouraging dialogues around trauma, memory, and identity in contemporary settings. As we reflect on Toni Morrison's legacy in world literature, her impact is immense. Widely regarded as one of the greatest American writers, her works have become classics read across the globe. Through narratives centered on race, identity, and the human condition, she has enriched the understanding of the American experience. Toni Morrison's contributions have indeed inspired many writers, shaping the literary canon with authenticity and depth, and ultimately providing a platform to explore essential truths within human existence. Today, we explored the extraordinary life and impactful works of Toni Morrison, a writer whose legacy is woven into the fabric of American literature. From her early life in Ohio to her profound works like Beloved, Song of Solomon, and The Bluest Eye, Morrison tackled themes of race, identity, and the human experience with unparalleled depth. Her literary contributions challenge conventions and elevate marginalized voices within fiction, making her a pivotal figure in both literature and culture. Morrison's work serves as a reminder of our shared history and the power of storytelling, emphasizing the importance of remembering and honoring the past to shape our future. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Literature Lessons. We hope you found inspiration in the remarkable journey of Toni Morrison and her contributions to literature. If you enjoyed this exploration, please subscribe to our podcast for more educational content. Join us next time as we continue to investigate the voices and stories that shape our understanding of literature. Until then, keep reading and discovering, and remember that every story holds the power to inspire and transform.